Hi guys, LordOfPondtail here with another video for Rise of Empires, Ice and Fire. It's another one of my season hero guides, guys, and today we're going to be looking at S4 hero, the Brave. The Brave is the only cavalry hero from the 6 S4 heroes that you can obtain, and as you can see here, he is a support hero. It says this hero excels at supporting allies, suitable for leading mid or back row squads. As usual, the developers definitely have got the text wrong on this. I would suggest really the Brave is more suitable for front row, and there is a massive reason for that I'll show you in a bit. So let's have a look at his skills. Of course, skill 1 is the usual leadership skill, Dictator, which will give you the extra 100 troops on top of your normal marching capacity. And then on to, as you can see, I have the Brave, by the way, on my account, but I'm still working. I've only got one duplicate for him so far. On to his second skill, Freezing Gaze. It's a prep skill, so it will definitely try to activate. And as you can see, effective range is 4. So it would, if you had him on a middle row, then it would be able to target any of the 3 opponent squads. And this will target 2 of the enemy squads within effective range. And what does the skill do? The first 3 turns of the battle, there is a up to 80% chance each turn to disarm 2 enemy squads within range. Disarm is when you stop the troops doing a basic attack. So this will stop 2 sets of troops in your enemy's formation from doing basic attacks on your troops if this activates. Once you've got it maxed at maxed at level 10, 80% chance, that's pretty good. But as you can see, it's only kind of a buff skill for the first 3 turns to try and give you like that edge at the start of the battle. Skills 3 and 4 are, as usual, the defensive formation for skill 3 with up to 50% extra resistance for the troops in your squad, and skill 4 is the offensive formation, which will give you up to 50% bonus for the might for the troops in your squad. His skill 5, No Turning Back. This is a combat skill and the effective range is 5. Don't let that fool you guys. You still do not want to put the Brave on your back row just because he has this one skill that has a range of 5. This will target 2 random enemy squads again within effective range, and it requires 1 turn prep. Now, the downside with this skill, it is chance based, and the chance is very low. Initially from level 1, it's only 12% chance, up to a total of a max of 30% chance to silence 2 random enemy squads within range, lasting 2 turns. Silencing is slightly different to disarm. Silencing is when you will stop an opponent's hero's combat skill from activating. So just their combat skills. So that will, again, because the Brave is a support hero, this is the point of this skill is that it's going to reduce, hopefully, the direct damage that your opponent's heroes do to your troops. And it's pretty good that it does affect 2 of the opponent's heroes for 2 turns when it activates. But of course, you've got that very low chance. And that is why one of the reasons why the Brave is not probably end game in terms of the top 3 heroes, front row cavalry heroes, unfortunately. Let's continue looking at his skills. So skill 6 is the Awaken skill as usual, and you will get the 250% bonus to the leadership skills. His other 2 elements for this is additional resistance, as you would expect from a support hero. So you'll get the 15% extra resistance for the troops in your squad that he's leading, and you'll also get an extra 100 cavalry speed as well. Skill 7 is Discipline, and this is the additional might between 13% and 40% for all of the squads in your legion. So this will buff all of your 3 squads by 40%. Now, his 8th skill, Tundra Soul. It's a prep skill. Effective range is 3. So this is why you really do not want to put the Brave on anything other than your front row. And the reason for that is that this does target all 3 random enemy squads within effective range. Now let's have a look at what this skill does. If you max it in battle, it will, for all of the squads you are facing, it will reduce their might by 60%, their resistance by 60%, it will reduce their combat speed by 100 points, it will increase the damage that they take by 5%, and it will reduce their ability to deal damage by 5%. So that is that is a huge debuff skill, and that's the first one that we've seen up to this point, which has kind of 5 different elements to it, and it has a significant impact on the troops of your opponent. This is why you just cannot put the Brave on anything other than the front row, because you really want this skill to be effective against all 3 of your opponent's squads. Let's have a look at him in action. So today is Thursday, and I was taking part in Duel as usual. Don't know why I'm going into mail. So yeah, now I'm going to Reign of Chaos. Come on, Simon, get it together. Events, here we go. Heroes Duel, and Punisher, who is one of the players in my state. I know he watches some of my videos, so Punisher, I apologise. I hope you don't mind if I just quickly show this report. So he does have a maxed Brave in his account. I'm not going to show you anything else in detail, but yeah, he's got a max Brave, and we did have a battle together, and this was against my Footman Legion. As you can see, there were 4 skills activated by the Brave during the battle, but remember that 8th skill being a prep skill and being activated for the whole battle, you only have to activate that 8th skill once for it to count for the whole battle anyway. So that this indicator obviously shows that, as we saw, there was the other 2 skills that he has, skills 2 and skills 5. Okay, skill 2 you have up to an 80% chance of it activating, but only for the first 3 turns. And skill 5 only has that very low max chance of 30% to activate. And as you'll see in the battle, this is kind of this is one of the downsides of the Brave, and why I would say, even though he is a very, very good hero, he's not going to be your in-game hero, unfortunately, for like your primary cavalry legion. So let's get straight into the battle, and I will actually slow it down for the first turn. So here's my footmen at the bottom, and then there you go. Freezing Gaze and Tundra Soul have activated, and his No Turning Back is activated. So on the first turn, you've got these 3 skills activating. Tundra Soul is now going to be in effect for the whole battle. So these troops, my troops, have got minus 60% might and resistance, and you can see already that from Avalanche, Avalanche's combat skills are going to do significant damage. There's a disarm as well from that second skill. So my front row was disarmed, and my middle row of troops were disarmed by the Brave second skill. And I think we did also, yeah, so there's No Turning Back activating. Now I'm going to start speeding this up as we're in the second round. And now, as you can see, my troops are still suppressed and silenced there, and so this row of troops should be silenced for 2 rounds. And No Turning Back activates again, and now that none of his skills will now activate for the rest of the battle. But what you'll see is, because Tundra Soul is in effect, and you see that those troops were my heroes on the front and middle row of my legion were silenced again because of that 5th skill did activate. But you can just see the impact that Tundra Soul is having. Even though footmen have good defense and they're getting absolutely pummeled now. Okay, 2 of my heroes, I don't have the 7th skill activated to improve their might and resistance either, so that is a kind of double whammy. I am losing out not only on not having those 40% buffs from Jade, Rakshasa and Iron Hand, but I'm also getting the minus 60. His troops were taking the turns first because my troops were suffering from that minus 100 combat speed, and the troops on his row have got the plus 100 as well, so that's having a double effect as well, a 200-point swing in the combat speed. And as we get towards the end of the battle, you can just see that my troops never stood a chance. I have to say, Punisher's has got a nice formation going here, because he's got 2 killer heroes with Lionheart and Avalanche who are able to make the most out of the Braves' ape skill. Basically, you're going to be able to do a lot of damage. Now, there's not a lot of other debuffing going on, because obviously once the Braves' other skills aren't working, you can see for the rest of the battle that my heroes were able to get a lot of their skills off. But just look at the damage that's been done to my troops and how it ends up. Now we're just about to come into the 8th turn. See, Iron Hand, he was able to activate all 3 of his skills, but we're just not doing enough damage to the opponent compared to what they've been doing to my troops. And here we go. So there we go. My front row collapsed, and then my middle row collapsed, and one more pummeling from Avalanche as well. So, this last turn, all I had was Iron Hand doing 1 skill and the basic attack from that back row, and that's it, defeated. So I think that was a good indicator of how the Brave skills work. You're going to get a lot at the start of the battle, hopefully with his second skill, 80% chance to activate. But after that, you won't expect much more, because no turning back. It's just did it only? I think it activated once, didn't it, or maybe twice in the battle max. That's what you're going to expect. Tundra Soul, awesome skill. So I would say my advice to you guys would be, firstly, the Brave, when you're unlocking his skills, he is a front row hero for sure. You'll have to unlock his 6th skill, and for me, I would not put him in a Legion until you've unlocked his 8th skill as well. As you can see, I have him. I've got his 6th skill unlocked. I'm not putting him in any of my Cavalry Legions. I'm just sticking even with a normal orange, because without this 8th skill unlocked, you're not going to get a lot from him, in my opinion. Who's he going to work with? Well, as I touched on already, if you put him in a combination with a killer hero, then, like Punisher did there, you can see the effects that, particularly against when you've got him with 2 killer heroes, they're going to get a lot of kills because of the debuffs of this 8th Tundra skill, right? And actually, in the most common combination that you're going to see the Brave in is he is an upgrade on Beast Queen. So if any of you are rolling with the Beast Queen Rosen Immortal combination, then you can swap out Beast Queen and put the Brave in, and that is going to strengthen that combination. Other than that, yeah, as I always say, you've got to use what you've got. So generally, he will be an upgrade because of this 8th skill. He will be an upgrade on any other S1, S2, S3 or normal orange hero. But the key thing is, once you get into Eden and SX, you've got Windwalker, Lawman and Army Breaker that all work in more meta combinations of heroes. Those 3 will work in better combinations than the Brave does. So for instance, with me, I already have Army Breaker. My plan, I need to get Ragnar, and then I will have the better combination in the game because I've got Avalanche as well. And I will be trying to get Lawman, and I already have Windwalker. I picked up Windwalker last week in my recruitment. So I haven't really decided what I'm doing yet. Even towards, okay, if I have a need for 4 Cavalry Legions, in 6 months' time, then I'll pop the Brave in. But as you can see, I'm not really... I'm working on my second duplicate for him, of course, because you never know when you're going to finish other heroes. But and he is an upgrade for you super spenders out there. If you do have your Beast Queen, Rosen Immortal combo, and you're looking to get S4 heroes, then after Immortal Guardian and Desert Storm, I would say that the Brave is probably the 3rd best S4 hero in my opinion. Maybe actually Jade Eagle is probably the 3rd. I don't know. It's pretty close, but that's my kind of thoughts on him. I wouldn't be desperately going out to get him and max him, just because in 3 months' time you can start now with everything starting quicker as well, and the opportunity to get X heroes. If you're able to pick up either an Army Breaker Lawman or Windwalker, then you want to be pushing those rather than the Brave, in my opinion. So there we go, guys. So that is the Brave. Thank you so much for watching this video. Next up in the series on heroes, let's have a quick look who's coming up next. It's going to be Jade Eagle, who is one of the 3 Archers S4 heroes that we're going to be looking at. And I'll be rattling through these S4 as quickly as I can so we can get onto those all-important SX heroes that I know everyone wants to watch and learn about. So thank you so much for watching this video, guys. If you haven't already, please do click on that subscribe, ring the bell. I really appreciate it if you share my channel info in your Alliance chats, Province chats, Guilds chats, and on WhatsApp, Discord, or Line, whatever you use to communicate with your fellow players in the game. That would be absolutely brilliant. If you have any comments on what I've said about the Brave, maybe you disagree and think that he's better than what I've said, then please pop it down there. I'm always interested to hear other people's opinions. And if you have any other questions regarding anything or any suggestions for videos that you'd like me to cover, then please pop it down there in the comments, guys. That's it for now. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you soon.